Hey, what's up? This is Donovan Green, and welcome to Real Talk with Donovan Green. Today, we're going to talk about the drug in the room, and that drug is Ozempic. That's Ozempic, and this has been going on for a while. I remember when it hit the mainstream media, and it was a drug that was used for people who were diabetic, and a lot of people caught on to it. A lot of celebrities was using Ozempic. Millionaires was using Ozempic because it's an expensive drug. It's extremely expensive. But it became a thing that people were using to lose the weight, to the point to where people who really needed the drug wasn't able to get the drug because it was out of stock. Now, my question is, why the hell and how the hell was it that so many people were able to get access to this drug? And what did doctors benefit? Like, what was their financial benefit, right? Because it's ridiculous that a drug that was made for a disease was no longer available for the people who really needed a drug. So what is Ozempic? Well, let's dive over here. Ozempic is a prescription injectable medication used to treat type 2 diabetes in adults. So type 2 means that your body is not producing insulin, okay? Type 2 is the one that you could actually cure. Your body produces some insulin. It's not like type 1 where you're stuck with it. Type 2 is curable through diet and exercise. Okay, how does it work? Ozempic, also known by its generic name, semaglutide, is a weekly injection that helps the pancreas produce more insulin. You see it? Because type 2, you're still producing the insulin, but not a lot. Type 1, you're not producing anything. It says this lowers your blood sugar. It's part of a class of drugs called glucagon, like peptide 1 GLP-1 receptor agonists, which mimic the GLP-1 hormone released in the gastrointestinal tract after eating. How it's used. Ozempic is used in combination with diet and exercise to treat type 2 diabetes. It can be used alone for patients who can take metformin, another diabetes medication. These words get you tongue-tied like crazy. Or as an add-on to other diabetes medications. Other uses. Some physicians prescribe Ozempic for weight loss, even though it's not FDA approved for that purpose. Is that where it's starting? I don't know. However, experts caution against taking Ozempic for off-label use. There isn't enough evidence to know if it's safe or beneficial for people outside of the FDA's criteria. Well, the FDA has not had an amazing track record of being naturally awesome anyway. The side effects of Ozempic will include, it says it can include nausea and vomiting. It can also slow gastric emptying, which can lead to feelings of nausea or gastroparesis. Gastroparesis. I don't even know how to pronounce these words. I won't even pretend. But basically, you get a lot of bloating from it. That's all it's saying. Anything you see with gastro, that means your gut lining, your stomach lining, your gut. So it says it can slow gastric emptying. That means that your body is not removing and emptying itself properly, and you're getting a lot of bloat in your gut. It says the dosage. Ozempic is available in 0.25 milligrams or 0.5 milligrams, 1.0 milligrams, and 2.0 milligram doses. So we got that. So, when you look at all of this, the stuff that I just read about Ozempic, right? The things that stood out to me is when physicians started prescribing Ozempic as a weight loss drug. Now, even though it's not FDA approved, what was the incentives for physicians to start to introduce a diabetic drug to people for weight loss? Because there's always something under the sheets that we don't see. There's always that thing, something hiding. So that makes me want to think. So anyway, we're gonna come on over to this video, and we're gonna listen to Dr. Mark Hyman, who I've got a chance to meet many times when I was training with Dr. Oz, and we're gonna hear him talking to Cuomo about Ozempic, and we're gonna dissect it and break it down. And I want to hear what your feedback is as well. So let's dive right in. Let's not waste any more time on this. Let's go.
But it does highlight the celebrity craze. Ozempic, and now it's just not for the celebrities anymore. Everybody's taking it. It's intended to treat type 2 diabetes, takes weight off, no question, a lot of it, and fast. And we keep covering this story for you because it reeks of too good to be true. But we need to understand that medically. Now, it's not about feelings, it's got to be about facts, right? And now, what's this about people trying to make it at home? Dr. Mark Hyman is the host of the podcast, The Doctor's Pharmacy, and is senior advisor for the Cleveland Clinic Center for Functional Medicine. It's great to see you again, Doc.
Good to see you too, Chris.
So people are knocking on the door saying, come on, Hyman, hook me up. And you're saying no. Why?
You bet. You bet. I get the call every day. Here's the deal, Chris.
Okay, let's just pause right there. You hear what he's saying? People are knocking on your door, and they're basically asking him to prescribe the medication because they're gaining too much weight and they cannot lose the weight. For some reason, their bodies cannot exercise and they're struggling to eat vegetables and fruits and the right amount of protein. So I like how Hyman was like, yeah, you bet I am not responding to any of this nonsense. As a matter of fact, I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Ozempic and Wegovy and other related drugs are for type 2 diabetes, and they do take weight off by suppressing appetite in the brain. They make your stomach and intestines empty slower, so you feel full, and it works. But it's really not the best long-term strategy because you have to take it forever. Otherwise, you regain the weight you lose. Plus, there's side effects: nausea, vomiting, constipation, diarrhea. You lose weight, but it's often side effects. And then there's more serious ones like thyroid cancer, pancreatic damage, kidney issues, and other problems. So it's not a free ride, and everybody's looking for the quick fix weight loss solution. The problem is nobody's addressing the elephant in the room. If we look at America, 75% of us are overweight. If you do the math, at $1,700 a month.
Okay, he said 75% of Americans are overweight. Now, this was filmed 1 year ago, and I can tell you, honestly, that the obesity rate has increased even more. And in Japan, I think it's like 3% of obesity in Japan. And America is getting fatter and fatter and fatter and sicker and sicker and sicker. And these are some of the reasons why I'm telling you we're corrupted when it comes to money, when it comes to keeping America sick, keeping people dependent and not really doing the right things. Like in Germany, they're doing things that you would never. I mean, in Germany, they're now banning so many different things that is not organic in Germany, in Europe, in Italy. But in America, we allow everything in the sink, in the kitchen, and in the bathtub, and in the bathroom, and in the freaking toilet to go in the foods that we consume. And it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense.
That's about $425 billion to treat the 75% of Americans who are overweight. That's an enormous amount of money that we just cannot afford as a country. And the truth is that if you look at the root causes, it's our toxic food environment. A really important study showed that if you were given an unlimited amount of ultra-processed food compared to whole real food, you would eat 500 calories more a day. So the best way to cut your appetite is stop eating the processed food and eat real food.
Now, you say when you stop taking it.
I didn't want to hear you right now because Cuomo always have some kind of weird stuff to come back on. I'm going to bring that back a little bit. But did you hear what he just stated? Okay? Stop eating. How many times have you heard people say that? To stop eating so much processed foods. I'm not going to say to stop eating all processed foods because if you're not growing your own foods and you're buying foods from a supermarket, chances are all of it is processed. But to what extent is it processed, right? Anytime a man touches something and does something to it to make it into something else is processed. Peanut butter, whether you're buying the natural peanut butter or the peanut butter that has 50 million ingredients in it, it's still processed, right? If you buy applesauce, organic, pure homemade applesauce, it's still processed. So it's how many levels of process did that thing have to go through and how many additional chemicals was added to these foods. So we have to be very careful how we use the word processed and how we intermingle that into our normal everyday life experiences. Does that make sense?
Is stop eating the processed food and eat real food. You would eat 500 calories more a day. So the best way to cut your appetite is stop eating the processed food. If you were given...
Let's do it again. So I'm going to pause that for a second. I'm trying to give you the information that you need to take it in a slower pace. You're eating an excessive of 500 calories per day. In 7 days, that's 3,500 calories. That is one excess pound of fat that you're consuming in your body. You got that part? So you figure in 1 month, you're consuming 4 pounds of fat. 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat. Now, does it apply to every single person in every single case? No, but it is a great metric idea to understand what's going on, right? So you figure in 1 month, you're 4 pounds of fat added to your body. In 2 months, you're 8 pounds of fat added to your body. You got me? You see what I'm going? 8 pounds in 2 months. In 4 months, you're 16 pounds of fat. So if you do the mathematics and you go 12 times 4, in 12 months, you're 48 pounds of fat in 1 year added to your body. So what he's saying is very powerful. And if you ain't listening, I need for you to get the wax cleared out of your eardrums so you can listen to what he said again, because that's golden knowledge.
An unlimited amount of ultra-processed food compared to whole real food, you would eat 500 calories more a day. So the best way to cut your appetite is stop eating the processed food and eat real food.
Now, you say when you stop taking it, you're going to gain it all back. I get you on the side effects. I get why I wouldn't want to stay on it forever. One, there's an unknown, and you said thyroid and other things can go sideways. But how do you know I'm going to gain it all back? What if I feel so good about the new me, I go from looking like me to looking like Hyman, and now I want to lock it in. I'm going to stick with my new good habits.
Well, yes, absolutely. If you change your lifestyle and you change your diet and exercise and do all the things we know really help, then you'll be fine. But I had a guy, for example, who was a doctor who had a gastric bypass surgery, lost 200 pounds, and gained it all back because he figured out if he just ate M&Ms one at a time all day long, he could get the sugar and candy in. So unless you deal with the root cause of why people overeat, the toxic food environment, our behavior change, our lifestyle, exercise, it's a losing game. And we just can't afford as a country to give everybody this really expensive drug that is also important for diabetic treatment. And here's the rub. Because everybody's asking their doctor for it for weight loss, doctors can prescribe it off label. And that means that people who really need it with diabetes are not able to get it because it's not available. They just can't manufacture enough of it. So that's the other downside of the problem.
Now, making it at home, I mean, that is going to light up everybody. Is there any understanding to this being safe and easy to do at home?
They just can't manufacture enough.
I'm going to pause it right there for a second. You know, so Hyman said something that I didn't agree with whatsoever, because Cuomo said, well, how do you know I'm not going to gain I'm going to gain the weight back? What if I decide I like what I'm doing and I keep on doing it? He said, well, that would be fine. And then he gave the feedback, or I guess the story of the guy with the M&Ms. But it's not fine. If you consistently do that, you're putting drugs in your body. Your pancreas is going to be destroyed. Your gastrointestinal system is going to be destroyed. And many other livers and components, the liver, the spleen, all these things in your body is going to be destroyed because now you're taking a drug consistently. There is no drug on the planet, the ones that the doctors tell you that you should be taking the rest of your life. Those drugs are never going to give you long-term good effects. You're going to get side effects. It's going to damage one thing after another. It's like a chain reaction, like dominoes falling down. You ever see the dominoes falling when they have the dominoes lined up and one hits and everything else falls? That's the way drugs work. So no, Dr. Hyman, the drug, and I'm not bad-mouthing the man because I respect him a lot. I respect his words, but it doesn't mean that that man's words is God or golden. I'm going to keep it real the way I see it. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. But any drug that you're taking consistently is not good. The same thing goes if you're exercising every single day excessively and not stretching, not doing mobility, not resting. It's not good. So nothing you do in life that's consistently overdone is never going to have a good outcome. There's going to always be a side effect or something that's going to destroy you. Okay? Just remember that.
So that's the other downside of the problem.
Now, making it at home, I mean, that is going to light up everybody. Is there any understanding to this being safe and easy to do at home?
Yeah, well, there's, these drugs are peptides. Peptides are small little mini proteins that nature makes to do things in our body that it's supposed to do. And these GLP-1 agonists, Ozempic and others, are designed to work on the body's own system. And there are these compounds available online because they're not controlled by the FDA in the way they probably should be. And you can order them from various online websites. You can mix it up yourself and you can give yourself the shot at a fraction of the price. I don't know if that's a good idea or safe because we don't know what these compounds are manufactured with. They don't know if they're safe. We don't know how regulated.
So basically, you just gave everybody the formula to make your own drug. But I don't know if it's safe. Hey guys, I'm gonna teach you how to make Ozempic. You simply get a protein, a peptide, and you take this, and you can order it online, by the way. Wink, wink, you can go to Amazon. but I don't think it's a good idea for you to do it. How about you just don't do it? Don't make the drug, man. If you're not a chemist, don't do it because you don't know what you're doing. You might get it all wrong. And people trust Google, right? Google University and YouTube University, they're powerful universities, and people go on these websites and they type stuff, how to make Ozempic, and some idiot who's probably a drug pusher is teaching you how to make Ozempic. Then you wake up in the morning and you're wondering why you have an extra penis on your body or why you have an extra nipple on your breast. Like, come on, man. It's no good. Stay away.
They are. So I think it's risky business to do that.
There's going to be a lawsuit. Somebody's going to get hurt. I'm telling you, somebody's going to get hurt, God forbid, and there's going to be a lawsuit. Dr. Mark Hyman, you are absolutely right, but welcome to America. Everybody wants to do it the easy way. Everybody wants to do it. But if they read your book and they listen to your podcast, they'll understand that there's a better road to get where they want to be. And I can't wait to be on the podcast coming up. I can't wait to be there. Be easy on me, all right? Be easy on me.
Thanks, Chris. I will. And just a quick follow-up. I just had a patient text me a picture today. She lost 134 pounds just by eating real food, getting rid of the crap, and now she's a completely different person, and she has her life back.
Bring it back.
I can't wait to be there. Be easy on me, all right? Be easy on me.
Thanks, Chris. I will. And just a quick follow-up. I just had a patient text me a picture today. She lost 134 pounds just by eating real food, getting rid of the crap, and now she's a completely different person, and she has her life back, and she doesn't have to be on a drug that costs $1,700 a month. So it's possible.
Hey, thank you for watching.
Wow.
Please go to News Nation.
That is awesome. You hear what he said? Just from eating naturally and exercising. Whatever happened to that? Now, Cuomo is a guy who works out, and he's very fit. Mark Hyman, the same thing. These men are fit, and they're healthy. I don't know their personal story or what they're doing behind closed doors, but I know that the message is, hey, stay away from the drug. I like how Cuomo says somebody's going to get sued. I don't know if a lawsuit is going to... I don't even think that suffices in this situation because people are taking it up on themselves to take a drug. And every time I hear FDA approved, even Hyman mentioned that FDA is not doing a good job of regulating certain things. And it's the fact. It's factual. For me, I never knock anybody for what they do in life, but I'm going to speak on it, right? I'm not going to knock you for what you do, but I'm going to speak my point. And if you are using the Ozempic drug, let me know in the comments, what are the results that you've seen so far? Because I have friends who have done it. I have clients who have done it. And they do it controlled, and they get off of it. And we talk a lot about how to maintain the goal, how to maintain the results that you actually got, if you want to label that as results, because that's like cheating. How you maintain it, and how do you remove yourself from the addiction? Because it's kind of like when people put on makeup. When people put on makeup, makeup makes you look extra beautiful or extra handsome, right? But when you see the real you after a while, you no longer want to see yourself. It's the same thing as people who use filters on Instagram or TikTok to make themselves look prettier. Now you don't want to see yourself. Now you look uglier without the makeup. Well, that's called an addiction, an illusional addiction. That's why I made up those terms. There's not something scientific like that. But when you do the drug, it's the same thing. You start to become obsessed. And sometimes people can become anorexic. They can go through bulimia. They can get all types of different mental blockage that just your reality becomes misconstrued. Your reality becomes twisted. So how do you come back down from that twisted reality and start to accept the reality of reality? It's crazy, right? But how do you do that? How do you gain that result. Let me go back up to this video again. And I want to go to where
but it does highlight.
he mentioned the person towards the end. I think it was right here.
I can't wait to be there. Be easy on me. All right? Be easy on me.
Thanks, Chris. I will. And I just a quick follow-up. I just had a patient text me a picture today. She lost 134 pounds just by eating real food, getting rid of the crap, and now she's a completely different person. And she has her life back, and she doesn't have to be on a drug that costs $1,700 a month. So it's possible.
How much did he say that drug cost? $7,800 a month. Some people don't even make that in 6 months. That's a lot of money, right? So if you have also experienced any type of amazing results from doing, for example, my chair fit camp workouts and following some of the ideas and the stuff that I've shared with you or things that you've seen from other people, I would love for you to send me a testimonial for my stuff. I mean, right now, this channel is a newer channel, but I'm talking about my bigger channel, the Chair Fit Camp channel. If you have bled over to here to listen to the talks, I would love for you to send me your photos, your before, your afters, and your testament so I can add that to the website. I'm looking for people who have done this stuff naturally because I want to show people that you can do things the right way. Don't get rich by robbing people. You get rich by investing and working and talking to people and taking notes. And, you get rich from doing stuff like that, mostly investments, right? Not just saving your money, because when you save your money, your money don't grow. You need interest on your money. The same way is you're not going to gain the spouse of your life, your dream spouse, by knocking them over the head and dragging them into the bedroom. That's called rape, whether you're a man or a woman. You're going to work for that. So the same thing goes for weight loss. Taking the route of drugs, it's kind of telling me that you don't have enough confidence in yourself to do it by yourself. It's kind of telling me that you're weak-minded. And no disrespect to anybody who feels like as if I'm being disrespectful to them, but I'm not going to apologize because this is my truth. You got it? You're weak-minded, and you're afraid to put in the work. You're afraid to put in the real work. And then you're like, yeah, look at me. And now your family's looking at you and they're wondering what you're doing. And you're making them, you're probably telling them, oh, I'm just working hard and eating right. You're telling them what you're supposed to be doing, but you're not telling them that you're taking drugs that can possibly shorten your lifespan just to take off 30 to 40 pounds. How about you commit for a couple of years, do it the right way, and get the weight off the right way? It's going to last a longer time than a drug, okay? So that's just a Band-Aid. Drugs are just Band-Aids. And drugs has its time and its purpose. When you're going through something really, really, really aggressive in your body, okay, I'm all for drugs. Give me some painkillers. Give me some steroid shots, whatever. I am for that. Everything has its purpose and its time. The Ozempic has its purpose and its time. If you're going to use it controlled, I get it. But I'm talking about the ones who are abusing the drug and using that as their go-to. No, hell no. All right, so let me wrap it up. Enough of my yapping and my talking. Don't forget, leave the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you felt about this video and the message behind this video. And big shout outs to my man, Dr. Hyman, for putting out his information, and Cuomo for speaking his part as well. I always respect listening to people and their points of views. Okay, I'll see you later. Peace.